Greetings to all, this is Aridif, Aridif, and this is its spell. We understand all of you desire to know the energy behind your month of March, and of course, affectionately coined as that of the Pleiadian Pulse and Forecast Energy Update from Rob. Then of course the energy for this month has started already in the first week of this energy. Now, of course, as all of you are hearing, the first entire week has already lapsed, and this was due to Rob's own illness of the physical body. Viral sensation creating great deal of congestion and pneumonia in his own lung, and this created a hardship for him. Now, of course, all of you, this is what you missed in the first week as we express through the month of March. The first week was a great deal of humans upon the cycle of illness. Now, of course, many of these entities had already been dealing with chronic levels of illness. Some are never ill and created illness. Now, of course, not all of you fell ill, but all of you are going through the energetic purging process that does create illness with many human beings. In the very first week, the layer of energy was created to bubble to the surface the understandings of the importance in your experience. As the higher dimensional energy shifts, the new paradigm of fourth density consciousness has been present in Earth. Since the year 2021, the new cycle is exponentially much faster in the manifestation of those energies than previous forms. Before your 20 and 21 time frame, all of the way back to your 20 and 12, all of you saw an acceleration cycle. All of you saw the energy of direct and personal manifestations being created in such faster ways as the time and years go by. But all of you have perceived, since your 2021 year, the energy is only increasing much more quickly. Now, part of that is the intensity of the entire collective consciousness working with higher dimensional forms of energy. But yet again, part of this is simply Earth's cycle in its requirement to evolve. The evolution of Earth is what is at hand with all of you. A new form of cycle is what is ahead of all of you, with this experience, and this being some of your most intensive forms of years, will be the first multiple years coming out of that old cycle and entering your new cycle in your December 21st region of 20 and 21. So, of course, as you continue towards 2025 and early 2026, the intensity layers will feel different for all of you. Those of you that work in the first week of illness with this month of time frame, then of course will release some of that energy. Others will have access to illness in the third week or last week of the month, but are dealing with previous cycles before, working through the emotional and mental processes of engaging your environment, questioning the entirety of your experience and reality, perceiving what is important for all of you to keep in your experience and what is important to leave. Now, those of you who do not have illness in this moment are still going through the process of weighing out what is and isn't important. Many of you are starting to come to the realization at the end of last month and the beginning 2.5 weeks of this month that your experience has been subtle previous to some things that were very important. You believed that they were important. You thought in the mental processes that they were important. But as you go and engage wholeheartedly and full with your energy, in that moment it becomes visceral to you. the experience becomes engaging at a very high level, because there is a sensation and undertone that if you do not pay attention to the specific experience that you have called important, that it either needs to crumble away or be fixed. Now, this is very difficult understanding for some of you who are engaging things in your own life that you had never perceived possible. Relationships that have been long-term are being tested at the utmost expression. Things that you have taken in your life as identity, whether it be a parent, a sibling, a child, or a specific title of work are being pressed against you in order for you to say this is or is not what is truly true for me in that moment, or what is truly important for me in this moment. And when you create that decision, and it comes from fear, of course, you will start to pull away from those things that are truly more important. But when you do so with conviction, or simply that deep knowing that either, yes, I shall sustain this and fix the problems that were causing pain and resistance while tending to those specific things, then of course you can fix them. You can find new ways to operate in that energy, and that is the first week and second week and part of the third week of this month, going through the operation systems for all things that are vital and important to you in your life and experience. Now, as you deal with relationship efforts, as you deal with the construct of your work or identity and personality constructs that you have fully engaged deeply inside of yourself to adopt or to be a part of, these energies will work differently for you depending on the level of energy that you are dealing with. For example, those who are overcoming illnesses will already have perceived a great deal of those things and made up your mind. Some of your mind being made up was done so in haste. You simply said, this is what I've wanted, so I do believe it is important, and simply let go of processing that energy or working with the consciousness inside of you of what can be done to create better experiences for that. But remember, the waves of your energy and attention to these themes in your life that are so important will be very back and forth for not only this entire month, but for the next 1.75 months as you enter the next month, April, and going through that experience, you have to go from the moment that you are in as you engage it. For example, if you are truly creating an identity understanding for your work efforts, your family efforts, your friendship efforts, and those are the three important. Sometimes it will feel that you should put everything and all into all of those. And in that moment, yes, it is important for you to do so. Other time, you will say, I have given so much of myself, it is time to step back and focus upon myself in that moment. And yes, this is very important and true. Now, as we share all of these cycles of energies with you, as we share that pulse of energy and create an update for you to engage with that energy, the point always remains that it is important for you to use your own intuition as you engage at each moment in how to deal with those things. And this is the vital importance in all areas of your life, in all areas of these cycles especially as well. So as you are dealing with all of these energies, utilize your intuition. Now, part of that intuition also may feel resistance for those who were not sick in that first part of the week of the month, and then creating an energy for you to express your own desires and needs by simply allowing yourself to say, My own intuition is perfect as is, and I will express an acceptance towards that energy, or simply allow yourself to divert your attention into distraction mode for some time. Now we understand long-term distraction is not efficient or helpful for most humans. Some humans require that distractive time set to watch a movie, to play a video game, in order to allow the subconscious to process. Now we understand this term alone creates frustration in some humans as they do not perceive a subconscious exist. When we use the term subconscious, what we are speaking to is the lower levels of consciousness that are not attached to your mental body. These energies are working capital of energy inside of your own consciousness that are not directly affected by or work with any form of the mental body energy nor the emotional body energy. They are simply background energies working through you so that you are able to process without focusing your mental or emotional energies upon it. Now, subconsciously, while you are allowing your brain and mind and mental body and emotional body to be distracted, these processes will help process that of either unknown quantities of resistance or unknown quantities of trauma that need to be worked with. But in that moment, if you were to attack head on all of those energies with yourself, it would feel too far for you to go. It would feel too intensive for you to work with. It would feel too far distant from your desired outcome and would be overwhelming to your sensory. That is why it is important to use that subconscious layers and distractions. Now, for those of you who did create the illness and go through that experience, all of you, it will be more important to work only in those layers where you feel strongly the subconscious layers of your own self have already processed and your intuition is in tune. So, of course, some attributes of your life will not be in alignment with that energy of your intuition, but only focus on the parts of your experience where your intuition is solid and you know it is solid. Now, of course, many of you mistake intuition with your mental body. You say, yes, I already know and understand, I do not wish to do this, and let go of it at that. And yes, of course, this is acceptable if that is how you desire to process it. But for most of you, that is only the mental body allowing yourself an excuse to not have to attach your emotions or mind with that energy, and this will not help process on the higher layers when your intuition is sharpened and when your intuition is in tune. And when it is not, and you're simply using that as a de facto representation reactively, then of course it becomes simply a mechanism of reactivity instead of responsivity. And responsiveness is what is needed. No matter who you are, no matter if you were ill at the first part of the week or the 2.5 part of the week or the third, or never get sick, all of you need to focus more so on response in that way and not simply having reactivity. Responsiveness is your engagement with that energy despite how quickly or slowly your intuition can work with it. And of course the rest in that experience will work with reactivity, and that is simply letting your own egoic consciousness work with that which comes in, which are pre-programmed from previous experiences, or that are pre-programmed from belief systems that do not serve you. So, of course, responding to an energy rather than reacting to that energy is highly suggested. We also wish to express that in the last week of the month at hand, the energy will clear, whether it is illness that is clearing, or whether it is those layers of needing to resist and needing to distract yourself, or feeling outside of your intuitive best. Of course, that energy will start to clear, and the next month holds the energies of some layers of intensity, but also a relief from a great deal of previous forms of intensity as well. We wish to express to all of you that it is our greatest excitement as we co-create with all of you, as we share with you our own insights, and you receive those insights. We are able to perceive your parts of the consciousness that we have never perceived previously to that moment. And by doing so, we are seeing parts of the collective and ourselves that we have never perceived previously. This means that as you are growing, so too do we grow. We congratulate all of you for your growth, and we thank you for the growth that you have given us as well. We wish to bid all of you adieu for this day, and not only are you loved, but we love you as well. Adieu.